Our overlords are asking for our souls. I'm
Mhm.
okay with it. They're okay with it.
Always.
Um, did you find any good music this week?
No, I mean, I had that one, of course, I sent you about the here, which I mentioned last week, but I haven't heard any like new songs. But I can say, Snow Cone happens that know individuals who have partaked with handling their bussies, and they have not heard the song. So we're spreading Dallas Dixon's word to the masses. Apparently, these two gentlemen who happen to like gentlemen, they did not hear the song before, and they love it, and it has now become, I guess, their summer song, even though summer's over.
Summer's always alive in your hearts. So
yeah. So apparently, it is a good song. It just isn't getting the buzz. So I've been able to introduce this song to the culture it was meant for.
If this song dethrones, what is it, Northmen North of Richmond as the number one song, even though I think somebody's done that already, but you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Is a song, I think it's called Northmen North of Richmond by this dude, Appalachian dude who
the redhead guy?
Yeah,
Oliver, I think something.
Oliver Twist or whatever the fuck is it. Yeah, him.
I need to listen to it. So I put it on my Spotify. So I listened to it while driving today.
Oh, well, you can absolutely listen to that.
So and I was like, I heard it. And I was just like, yo, this is facts. Some of it was facts. I was like, yo, you know what? You're right. I don't like working. The rich man getting richer. And it's something, didn't even say one thing. I'm like, yeah, watch that.
All right. So
and then he would switch to something else. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I give you that.
All right. So we'll talk about Cocaine Bear and the Richmond dude. I guess we'll talk about Richmond dude first because that's just easy. Let me cue that up to play. What is it?
I did want to listen to it because I think I saw it on a snippet of Joe Rogan. And he pretty much said the same thing. And then he was like, you mean the redhead guy? And then that's how I remember to call him, the redhead guy.
This video has over 55 million views.
Yeah.
And there is a black dude who's trying to piggyback off of it. His name is Dax.
Yeah. He's the one who does it with McConnell or no McDonald. He has a lot of tattoos and he raps a lot.
Yeah, it's just like, what? Niggas is not really who they are.
Yeah, but Dax actually has a couple country songs. He has one about being a father and something else. Like, it's actually okay. But yeah, I think he also has one about military. I feel like you're like,
Okay.
I think Dax does. I've seen him. It's him because it's him. Dax is this white gentleman with a lot of tattoos. I know his last name is like McDonald or something. And then there's another black guy I think who's in the country as well. But they're making a lot of, like, I guess, left rap music.
That would be the right.
Yeah.
The left would be everybody else who doesn't make music associated with Richmond of
Tom McDonald.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, Dax, Tom McDonald, and Adam Calhoun.
The only McDonald we trust is Michael. Michael McDonald. All the other McDonald's I am skeptical of. All right, so I will start the recording. Don't want to hit that button. This is the button I want to hit.
Excuse me. Welcome back to the Don't Judge Me podcast. You're here with Sir Nigel, House of the Wave Files from the Dark Gray Triad. Always looking left because I'm not right. And the reason why I was coughing because you guys take my breath away.
That was good. That
was good. Yeah. I'm trying. But my co-star
does not take his breath away because you can say it quite easily because I am not as captivating as I believe I am. I am, in fact, a 4 on the scale of 1 to 10. But 4 is average, and I'm okay with that. Thank you, jury, for tuning into the Don't Judge Me podcast, where it is absolutely your pleasure to make our acquaintance. To reach us, leave a voicemail at 410-834-1562. Email us at don'tjudgepod@gmail.com or message Sir Nigel on his House of Wave Files messenger system, aka WhatsApp, at Don't Judge Me Podcast. Your comments will be shared with other jury members, and you will be judged accordingly. Also, for more content, you can visit our YouTube page. Just search for the Don't Judge Me Podcast. Look for the orange icon. See us in all of our average beautifulness and enjoy that extra material before and after the show. Now, let's proceed with the show and continue to judge in life. Right here, right now, we are on episode 178 of the Don't Judge Me Podcast. And Sir Nigel, what it is, what it do, player? How is everything?
It's good. I had a weird interaction with a security guard the other day where I got out of my truck and he said, "Why don't you give me your rims?" And I was like, "But you're security. What's happening here?" And I almost wanted to be like, "Well, I'll trade you for your car." But I was like, I don't want to be an asshole right now. And I went about my merry way. But it was just really weird interaction to have in a parking lot at a Giant at 8:30 in the morning on a Friday.
Considering your rims have been stolen before from off of a truck.
Yeah, I was like, "Do you know where I live? Have you done it before?" Yeah, but then I would
You've-
look out of pocket for asking those questions. I clearly have trauma.
Yeah. If you were triggered and you crouch into a corner holding your ears saying no more locked doors, and it's understood. You've been through a lot when it comes to trucks and rims.
Yeah, no, I mean,
and Caprice classics.
Yeah, a couple of them getting stolen from me. From my house, my brother's job, my mom's house. Yeah, a couple times.
Oh, question. So your other car, right, has a battery in the front and a battery in the rear, right?
Yeah, technically.
What is the second battery for?
Well, so the terminals are at the front, but the battery's in the trunk. So you can jump it from the front, and where you essentially would hook it up, but there's no actually, I guess, physical battery in the front. So I guess that was misleading when I agreed with you. But the battery's technically in the back, but I have had it die so bad that I couldn't jump it from the front because the current wouldn't travel to the back where the battery was. I do have to jump it actually from the trunk in order for it to get a start. Because sometimes I do let it just sit because I don't go out.
Trunk jumping is another way to say she was clapping that ass. She was trunk jumping.
I mean, if I ever had OnlyFans, I think I would call it trunk jumping.
Trunk jumping. Trunk jumping. You would hit the button, trunk would open, and then chicks would just start shaking ass from out of the trunk.
Trunk jumping with Juicy Boosey.
Juicy Boosey. Is she like playing a character or just being herself with the nickname Juicy Boosey?
Oh, this is supposed to be my page. I got the character.
No, Juicy Boosey is your alternate lifestyle name.
Yeah, instead of like white lightning or white chocolate, Juicy Boosey.
Juicy Boosey. I have questions. Was Juicy Boosey just made up on the spot?
Yes, I was like, what rhymes with Boosey? Just that was as much creative juices that would go.
So wait a minute. So this is in reference to Boosey.
Yes.
And not Boosey, as in like.
No, but it needed to rhyme. So Juicy Boosey.
Juicy Boosey.
But I'm talking about the Boosey.
You have. All right. Like, I mean, if that's the audience you're going for, they're coming. They're coming.
I hope so.
They're coming for you, sir.
I'll
jumping
look,
Juicy Boosey.
Yeah, look. $1.99. I don't need $5. Look, just give me $2.
I mean, just don't sell yourself short. Don't sell yourself short.
No, see, I'm going for value.
Nah. You don't sell yourself short. Go for the 5. Man, go for the 19, because that just off the name alone.
I want to be that charge that you don't see, right? $2. You like, oh, that probably was a pack of gum I bought at the gas station. Nah, it's Juicy Boosey taking your money, dog.
Juicy Boosey.
Yo, it's $2 a month. Look, you wouldn't even notice it. I just gotta get 1 million people.
Listen, last few episodes we've come up with great ideas, and I need you to take advantage of one. You need to make the "I am looking for my Costco wife" T-shirt.
No, I'm working on it.
And the trunk jumping with Juicy Boosey page. Like that is you will change your life with both of those things. Your life would be changed with both of those things. So we couldn't do fast 10-year seatbelts because they weren't listening. but
they weren't.
you can do these independent projects and take off and do exactly what you need to do for you, sir. Do that for you.
Okay, I'm just writing it down. All right. Yeah, no, it's gonna happen. And well, eventually when we get a store going, y'all can buy a shirt saying, "I start my day off with Juicy Boosey."
Don't talk to me unless I've had some Juicy Boosey. Yeah,
exactly.
my morning Juicy Boosey. That's
My
what
morning
it is,
Juicy Boosey.
my morning Juicy Boosey. That is gonna live with me forever.
I hope so.
Speaking of something that lives with me forever, I am hiring a web designer, graphic designer to redo my website, my personal website for like my art stuff. And we've been communicating back and forth. And I did some art, like just specifically, they said something like interesting. So I was like, I'm going to paint that. So I painted it and I'm just like, all right, I'll give it to you. And they want to hang it up on their wall or whatever. Right. And I've been kind of like, they're busy in life. And I'm just looking for like a clean point to get them started, or to like fill out the paperwork and get them started. So like the timeline can be set. And then I know what to expect on like the return on like the work I'm asking them to do. So yesterday we were talking, and I was like, all right, this week I plan on doing it. I just need to get some ducks in a row beforehand. Basically, I want to outline what I want for my website. And then like I want to do like an image / logo just to like stamp the page or whatever.
Yeah.
And I've been stalling on that part because it's just like, you like it, you don't like it, but this is going to represent you and how people might see you first, just off of this image or whatever. So I've been trying to like make sure I feel confident about it or connected to it. So basically like, yeah, I'm gonna get it to you this week, blah, 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 blah. And they responded, look, sir, I'm not going to beg you to get what you need done or fill my hole. And I was like, wait, fill my hole? What are you talking about? Fill my hole? And then they were like, the artwork, the painting that you did, there's a hole on my display wall, on my gallery wall, that artwork's supposed to go in. And I was like, I don't know how I feel, because you're not going to beg me to fill your hole. Like you could have used way different language.
That was done on purpose.
That was just like, fill my hole. Like that's
the type of shit you say to the girl you find attractive, but you try to gauge whether or not it's going to be a thing.
Like,
but yeah, you don't bring an umbrella? I guess you're wet. Hey, you gonna fill my hole?
I am not filling the hole, and I don't know if I want to give up the painting anymore, because it's just like, wait a second. Now I want the website done because they do great work, and it's just like, I want that. And what they're charging is relatively like pennies. Everybody else charges a price, and this person charges like a fifth of that. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm good with a fifth. Like a fifth at E&J still get you drunk. So like at the same time, like this will work. It'll do what it's supposed to do. So Juicy Boosey and fill my hole in the same week. This is going to be a fantastic start of September.
I mean, look, I wish somebody would ask me to fill their hole. I would do it.
You know what? I will pass that information along.
Yeah. I'm not as talented as you, so it's going to be a stick figure. I'm just letting them know that I will put a stick in their hole if they want it.
There will be a figure of a stick in the hole.
In their hole.
They then sent me a photo of the gallery wall with the missing piece of art. And that was the hole. And I'm just like, that's still it's not a hole. That's just an empty space. It's not filling a hole. But, that happened.
I would love it if you did like a piece of art and just decorate the frame, but then cut out the center, right? So then you highlight the hole.
like the tape banana, like that was art from years ago.
Just a cutout circle. Like just literally just an elaborate frame, and that's the art. And your art is the whole, the absence of art.
The absence of art is the art itself.
Yes.
Very ornate, intricate, detailed, carved.
Cube cheese around that.
Some charcuterie board. Uh,
some lukewarm apple cider, sparkling cider, maybe. I don't know.
I
Are
like
those
mine chilled.
refrigerated? I feel like they're not.
Yeah, they're refrigerated.
Really?
Cider, the
I'm
sparkling kind.
uncultured. I have no idea.
Yeah, all of the sparkling kind, absolutely, absolutely refrigerated.
I mean, I know they. I mean, I guess they walk. I mean, I guess. I wonder how long they could walk around. Like, oh, you've been out there 2 minutes. That's just warm.
Well, I mean, but usually people
Get your
don't
ass in the back.
people don't go that long. Like they have a path. Like, all right, you just walk the room, offer it to people. Nudge your hand up. I actually did that kind of work after high school before my freshman year of college.
Okay.
I used to work at the Naval Academy, and they would hold weddings and stuff,
banquets
and weddings and stuff. And I would be like in a, not quite a tux, but I would have on the vest and the bow tie and the shirt and pants. Yeah, but not the jacket. And I'd just be walking around like serving.
I never thought of it. That's why I was like, wait, is it chilled? But yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
I've never felt so insignificant in my life. Like these people, like you weren't recognized as a human being at all. You were just like doing your thing.
Yeah. No, like
because like the women sometimes would like not even turn around. They would just see like the shadow of the plate coming up, and they would just look over their shoulder, grab the glass, and then or whatever I had on my plate. They weren't even like
you could have literally been anything or
an alien or a tiger with a plate. They didn't care. They was just like there for whatever
you're
they were
the
there
help.
for.
So
yeah. I almost erased that memory out of my mind, but that went on for a little bit. I didn't do it too much, but I did it a couple times. And
I understand. I mean, that's the one thing about working in public sometimes. Like, I guess, work with the people. Like, I mean, like retail. Like, I've had people I've interacted with literally came back the next day and was like, yeah, I was talking to a guy yesterday. I was like, me? You were talking to me like yesterday or like 2 days ago. Like, I remember you. How is it you don't remember me? Because I was the help at Bed Bath and Beyond.
You didn't serve the purpose of a person. You served the purpose to fulfill my needs, and that was it. So
yeah, it was always interesting. But it was even more fun when it was like, yeah, this guy told me the wrong information yesterday. Oh,
what did he say?
What did he say?
Well, actually, he's absolutely right. So this is how it works. And
he probably was a good, average-looking young man.
Great employee. I know that guy who gives that information.
I think he has OnlyFans now.
Trump jumped in with Juicy Boosey. That's a thing. That's the thing. That is definitely a thing.
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you gotta fill that hole, bro. I was like, wait, how the fuck did we get to this?
I don't think I have to. I do have agency, and there's a choice. But this brings up another question. So I was having dialogue with someone, and they said, this is a woman, and they said if they never had to deal with their car, which is the same reason I asked you about yours, because they drive a similar car. They said that they never had to deal with their car, and they just had a husband that would take care of it. They would trade in anything else, any other obligation that the husband would want, need, require, whatever, just so he can take care of the car. And of course, I'm a dude. I'm thinking with the nether regions, and I say, well, what if he wants a special hole during your off week? Because I know this person is completely against that. And they were like, well, first of all, that's not an obligation. And I was just like, I didn't say it outright like this. And I'm just like, you don't have sex with your husband. It's not an obligation. You absolutely have a choice. But I'm pretty sure you won't have either a faithful husband or husband for too much longer if you don't give in to what he wants in that regard. If there's no reason for you not to, like, some circumstance, some tragedy, something that prevents you from doing it, and it's just your choice of ultimately, like, I don't feel like it, I don't want to, and that's just the approach to it. I don't think you're going to have a husband too much longer, but you definitely won't have a faithful husband, because he will do what he feels like he has to do. Oh, definitely. He's miserable. He hates being married to begin with. And then the fact that he doesn't get what he feels like is a reward out of it. And like, I know the word obligation when it comes to like what you have to do or share in regards to your body is like the wrong language. But there is absolutely an unspoken expectation that Pound Town is going down with your husband and or wife.
I feel like I agree. I definitely agree. I mean, I feel like I've talked to people, well, females who are married, and they're like, I do it when my husband wants to, regardless if I'm in the mood or not. And it's like, you're awesome.
Yeah, good job, lady.
Yeah.
Good job.
W's.
Like, especially if he's a solid husband. If he doesn't give you a reason for cause for concern or worry, like that's what he wants. That's his language. Like, speak his language. Keep the good thing going. Keep the good thing going.
Yeah, because I heard like one thing where it's like, women have their hormonal parts per month, and the guy has to deal with that. Well, men also have hormones. We might be just horny, and so you got to deal with that. So it's different, but that's why we are different. But equal.
Yeah,
what I'm saying, but different.
I mean, if you say different but equal, I could accept that. There's a balance. How about that? There's a balance.
Yeah.
There's some parts where they are absolutely better than us. They are absolutely better.
Oh, I agree with that. I'm actually just being
managing stress. They are the best at managing stress. Men will.
Oh yeah, no, we're not healthy at all.
Men will again curl up into a corner.
It is what it is, and it's like, okay, your leg's missing.
You're gonna just ignore it. You're just gonna ignore that.
I'll be all right. What's the joints like? Living the life.
No. That's when you really want to die.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I even catch myself sometimes too, like living a dream, and it's like, wait, maybe I need to check my shit.
I'm not living the dream. I am.
No, I'll say it so fluently off my. I'm like, wait, am I depressed? Like, wait, I might need to check this shit. Like I shouldn't have said that response. Oh, how's it going, man? Oh, it is what it is. I might need to do my dishes when I get home. Like, I need to something need to be done.
Living the dream.
Yeah, living the dream. And I'll be like, oh Jesus, maybe I need to go to the gym tomorrow. Or I need to eat a salad for lunch or some shit. I don't know what it is, but I need to do something. That's usually my indicator when I say a response like that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm being that guy.
Yeah, I am.
Let me check my shit.
I am clinically depressed. I probably need to be on medication.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you, during the pandemic, I think I might have said that like every time someone talked to me. I'm like, okay, I need to interact more with people and stop looking crazy.
I just want to take a long nap and just live there. Oh, you want to end it all, huh? That's what you want to do.
Kind of, without the commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to not exist for a period of time. Like,
come back later when it gets back in order. But right now, I'm living the dream.
Yeah, I was playing this board game the other day, and it gets like this like intrusive dark thought where it was like the question. It was called Ransom Notes, right? Where you're supposed to use magnets to come up with like responses, and the cue was, what's something that when you were younger you thought you'd be when you were an adult?
Something when you were younger that you thought you would be when you became an adult. Okay.
My first thought was happy, and I was like, God damn! I was like, all right, can't put that because I'm in a group of people that don't know that side. And so I was like, let me make something funny. I was like, astronaut donkey kicker or something. It's something really redundant. But it was like, but the first thought was, I hope I have the word happy. And I was just like, shit. I was like, that was dark. I was like, where'd that come? Why was that the first thought? I was like, I need to do like a spa day tomorrow.
Life is misery. That's what you're saying.
I was like, yo, wow. I was like, all right, check that shit. And it was like, oh yeah, you gotta turn your pen into like humor. And I was like, what do you think I do? And I was like, okay, you're in a bad place. I was like, yo, let's focus. Now, I'm not depressed. I'm just saying it's funny when those things kind of pop in your mind and you're like, shit. All right, let me check that shit.
We need a sponsorship. We need a sponsorship for BetterHelp right now because you could use counseling. My guy said,
definitely.
I just hoped I was going to be happy.
Yeah.
What?
No, that's why I was like, shit, what the fuck was that? And so to your point, yeah, I think we do that a lot better because I'm putting it in a joke and now I'm talking about it on the podcast. Like, I mean, clearly not healthy avenues, but
and I'm laughing at you like, look at this guy.
But we're having
he's
fun.
struggling. He's struggling, and I'm laughing at you.
Oh, you're so crazy.
He's barely keeping it together over there. But look at
It's
me.
just a few
This is
straight
great content for the
few
podcast.
sandwiches short of a picnic basket. Like, he's okay. But yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. I think women do have a lot of areas where they are better. And in that comparison, yeah, I agree.
I agree. I agree. I agree that you agree that I agree. We are in agreement. We're in
Yes.
agreement.
Yes, exactly.
So before the recording began, we started talking about how we're going to plot this show out.
Yeah.
And it came up that I brought up the song, what is it titled? Richmond North of Richmond.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to suspect that's Richmond, Virginia. And that's by a guy named Oliver Anthony, as Nigel referred to him as the redhead.
Yeah, the redhead. Yep.
And what was your exposure to the redhead, sir?
I saw like a mini clip of, I guess, Joe Rogan mentioning it, and he called him the redhead. And I was like, oh, I was like, I hear a lot of buzz about this guy. And I think there was another country singer that came up with a song that's like not in a small town or something like that.
Yeah, James Aldean.
So my barber was like, they were looking at buying tickets for his show, and it was like $2,000 for like nosebleeds.
Time out. What is the race of your barber?
Hispanic.
And he listens to James Aldean.
He was like, we looked it up as a joke, and I was like, all right, I'm not. I was like, just line me up. Like, I mean, like, cool. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he's a great barber. And I was just like, that's interesting. I was like, I would never known that it was $2,000 for like nosebleed sections, right? Like, it was expensive. So then when this other guy got mentioned, I was like, oh, well, I'm just kind of curious. You know, I haven't listened to a small town song, but I was like, well, this guy, I mean, clearly made it to where Joe Rogan knows who this guy is. I was like, let me listen to it. So I put it on Spotify. And as I was driving today, I was like, let me listen to it so that way I can remove it from my like playlist. Because I just want to listen to it. I don't know if I'm going to be jamming to it later, but it will be at the top of my list and it downloads so that way I can, you know, kind of have Spotify. So like, I was like, all right, well, I can watch it. I can listen to it while I drive. So I'm listening to it. And I'm like, okay, I'm vibing. Okay, facts. Weird. Then it was like, facts. Wouldn't have said that. Facts. And then I was like, all right, well, that's a good song. I'll have to find a playlist to save it into. Maybe want to listen to it again. Not sure. But I don't want to get rid of it because I'm not going to remember his name.
Well, it's not up to you anymore. You're going to listen to it again.
Yeah, you're right.
So, sir, here we go.
Yeah.
Oliver Anthony, Richmond North of Richmond.
Well, I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you.
So what you've heard so far, agree or disagree?
Oh, great.
So I have questions about people like me and people like you.
Yeah, I think that was kind of that's why I was like, interesting. So like I feel like it's probably black and white. I mean, I hate to be race, but I feel like that's what it is.
I mean, you can't ignore race in a song like this.
No. So it's like people like me, people like you, and it's like maybe you're just trying to carry the masses, but it is a very interesting thing to phrase as. I mean, if I was to say like, yeah, you know, people have jobs like me, and then there's people who have jobs like you, and it's like, what the fuck was that supposed to
be? So I don't think this guy's a brilliant songwriter or mastermind, and he had some ulterior motive when putting these lyrics together, because he sings the word fudge rounds, and it's just like, I don't think fudge rounds has ever been in a song before. So like he's a simple guy, but generally speaking, I'm sure he has his preferences about how life should work, and there's a dividing line between people like me and people like you.
Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit.
Your dollar ain't shit.
Yeah.
Sure. So to me, it's like, you know, he doesn't like politicians and he just wants them to stay out of people's business. That's like the general sentiment of the song.
Yeah, but it did kind of lose me when he was like talking in circles. It's like they don't want you to know, even though you do know, even though that you know, or something. It was crazy. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So he wants politicians out of the business of people.
Yeah.
But also complains about like your dollar ain't shit and shit pay.
Yeah.
But the only way your dollar gets to be shit and your pay gets to be better is if you put people in office that benefit your core beliefs or what you stand for.
I
So
agree.
like rising the minimum wage and stuff like that would help your dollar to be worth more shit and cause your dollar to do more for you.
Yes.
But if you want to ignore politics, and it's just like, it's really unnecessary to have this conversation about this song, but we're here because it's just a guy who wrote a song, right?
Yeah.
He
In the middle of
just
the
showed up out of nowhere. Somebody put a bunch of money behind him, so they got attention. And he's just like, I don't want this attention. I'm just a old dumb Appalachian, and I don't get with politics at all. But there are things I do believe, and the things he believes kind of side with one side of the political spectrum, but he tries to play it in the middle. And what happens when you play it in the middle is you make nobody happy. So we're looking at it because it's, you know, like popular culture, popular information or whatever. It's current-ish, but it's also being used to propagate. Like politicians use this song at the debate, and he's just like, the irony of them. These are the people I'm talking about, but yet you want to use my song to say you stand up for the people, but you don't, because the Richmond north of Richmond.
I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere.
He just called politicians chomos and peos. Like he did that. That's what he did.
Yep.
Okay. Let's keep going, Oliver.
I was like, wow.
Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves.
He's got a problem with fat people.
Yeah.
He does not like fat people.
No.
That's racism, because fat people are people too.
Yeah, they are.
And I think he went to a Dollar General once and fudge rounds were on the shelves. His favorite ones, favorite snack cake were on the shelves. And he went to go up to get the fudge rounds. And there was a really fat person in one of those like motorized carts that took the last box off the shelves. And he felt some sort of way, and he never let that go.
No, scarred for life.
Like he's been harboring this probably since he was like 8 years old. He just wanted to get that bar. That bar,
the whole song of the song
is around that fudge rounds, the fudge rounds in Dollar General. Like that is exactly where it all stemmed from.
I'm gonna draw them in with things I can relate to, and then I'm gonna personally attack.
These fat motherfuckers that be stealing all the snack cake.
Eating my fucking snacks, dog.
The fuck is this? How are these fat people just out here doing what I want to do?
Yo, unacceptable, bro.
He's got a problem with fat people, man.
Mm-hmm.
6 feet in the ground, cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is living in the new world with an old soul.
So every time he sings that part with an old soul,
Mm-hmm.
I keep hearing with a hose soul. Like he's living in a new world with a hose soul. I'm just like, so he's going to open an OnlyFans page.
Yo,
he's going to be the competition for trunk jumping with Juicy Boosey.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. it is going to be I don't know, Oliver Anthony's wrangling meat in the woods. Like, I don't fucking know what his OnlyFans is going to be, but I don't think we need to go too much further into the song. But so would you listen to Oliver Anthony's other hits? If you heard, would you like to hear more? I'm not going to play it. I'm just wondering if
maybe. I mean, I'd maybe give it one more song just to see. I like the raspiness of his voice. It seems very genuine. It's cracked a couple times, so it's yeah. So I don't mind that. I don't mind that. So I mean, maybe he'd maybe get like another song out of me, and then if it was all right and the message was, because it doesn't seem like he's gonna have beats, right? So it's gonna have to be the message. But if he comes out and he's like
strictly lyrics.
When I go to the Walmart, I feel like I'm at the zoo with all these monkeys. I'd be like, whoa.
I mean, the monkey line is coming. Monkeying around is definitely in one of his lyrics.
Something. So I'm like, so I mean, I don't know.
What he really wanted to say was, for people like me and jigaboos like you. That's what he really wanted to say. That's what he want, but he couldn't, because they were like, someone to make can't put that on the radio.
I need that someone.
We couldn't put that on the radio. So
just imagine, like, you see his original notepad, just jigaboos just scratched out. Or like how like teachers would like circle something and put a question mark. Like his editor was like, "What the fuck?
What is this?
You know what year it is, bro? You can't put jigaboo." My apologies. I'll just put us and them. Okay, that can work.
We actually have a guest in the YouTube chat room, and it is Original J from the hashtag Blackout podcast.
Uh-huh.
So the non-spicy version of the Pop Haza podcast is just saying what up. He's in the courtroom with us today.
What's up?
So I wonder if he also has questions about people like me and jigaboos like you.
Yo, like, that is so savage. Just like even like without saying it like offensive, like you like, I instantly have a reaction when I hear people like me and jigaboos like you. You be like,
I don't know if I want to fight you. Or
I can't fight. So that's just you see how far my arms are. Like, this is not, what am I, a 1950s boxer or some shit? Like, I can't do nothing.
It's just like, I don't know if I'm offended or appalled or impressed, because you said it to my face. Like, it's just one of those like, oh, you're a real one.
Yeah, I was calling people black ninjas. I'm like, you black nigga. And like the faces of people were like, fuck you just said. So now I got a new one, the 2023 version. People like me and jigaboos like you. What'd you say?
I'm just explaining our differences. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not all the same. We're not a monolith. There's people like me, and then there's jigaboos like you.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you gotta work tomorrow? Oh yeah, I know people like me don't, but jigaboos like you, you gotta work.
You gotta clock in. I'm sure you gotta punch your time card. Yeah.
Yo,
this video, if we were monetized, this one would not be monetized.
No, it would not
at all. It would shut them down.
Mm-hmm.
Deplatform these guys, because that is an awful response to everything. So we had an assignment this week.
Yes.
And what did you think of the assignment when I presented it to you?
I was excited. I was ecstatic. I could not wait, and I was gave me a reason to enjoy it.
Okay. So the assignment was for Sir Nigel and I to watch Cocaine Bear, because it is now on Amazon Prime, and I'm sure if you know anything about Sir Nigel, one thing he does have is an Amazon Prime subscription, because of all the boxes that Dontrell has thrown on his steps. Dontrell has no respect for Sir Nigel, but he keeps using the delivery services anyway, because he's got to get what he's got to get. So
yeah,
I understand it. So I'm looking for the summary or the breakdown of Cocaine Bear. Let's see, where is it? This is not in English. This is not in English. This was directed by Elizabeth Banks. So I did not know that.
I saw it when I was watching the beginning, and I was like, okay, because she's entertaining to hear when she talks about her movies.
Why is this not in English? Okay. This is the line item for Cocaine Bear. An oddball group of cops, criminals, tourists, and teens converge in a Georgia forest where a 500-pound black bear goes on a murderous rampage after unintentionally ingesting cocaine. Everybody, here is the trailer for Cocaine Bear.
Medic!
Oh, Jesus. What is that?
Beth, we should go.
Millions of dollars worth of cocaine fell from the sky this morning in Knoxville, Tennessee.
There's more of this out there. They dumped it somewhere.
I'm looking for my daughter.
Forest is a dangerous place.
Hey, Henry, check it out. Something got into it. A deer, maybe.
A lot of cocaine was lost. I need you to go and get it.
No, don't eat that, don't eat that. Let's see what kind of effect that has on
The bear! It fucking did cocaine! A bear did cocaine!
There was a bear.
A bear?
It was bark.
Hey, that's inappropriate.
You're safe. Bears can't climb trees.
Of course I can!
Higher, baby.
Oh shit!
Get higher, baby.
It kind of seems like the thing that stays with a man forever.
Apex predator. High on cocaine. Out of his mind. Oh man, you fucked.
What the fuck is wrong with that bear?
Shoot it! Beth, speed up!
Higher, baby. And don't ever come down.
We have such good luck in nature.
You know what's great about that trailer?
It's really did a good job pretty much showing you the movie.
Yeah, it shows everybody that's in the movie. Every single character is in that trailer.
Yeah.
So ultimately, what was your final impression after watching Cocaine Bear?
It lived up to the expectations that I had for it, which was very low. I do think there's a couple components that I thought was just unnecessary. Like, it was just like, why is this? There's no point for this to happen in this movie. And I don't understand. Like, there were just certain elements where just like, are you really trying to character develop this person? Like, there's no need. But I enjoyed it. I told Jay earlier, I watched it technically like 1.5 times. I watched it, but I was also kind of a little distracted while I was doing it. So I rewatched it just to make sure I could gain everything. And then I picked up on so much the second time around that I didn't notice the first time.
So ultimately, I thought this was everything it was supposed to be. I too was also distracted as I watched it, but I am distracted when I watch everything. So this, and it didn't involve a lot of me paying attention to anything. It just was, you saw it. Characters didn't need to have names. The plot line was simple. There's a bear that is rampaging a national park because it got into like kilos of cocaine and was just hooked on the white stuff. There was absolutely a part, and I was like, but why are they here? Like the park thugs. I mean, I know they needed
that made no sense.
They needed more
that was
bodies. They needed more bodies, but it was just like,
I feel like there's a minimum for movies, right? Like it's like we need to have 10 people minimum, and they're like, all right, well, let's hire 3 people and have them steal candy from the ranger. It literally made no sense. Why are they there?
It wasn't like a plot device. It was just a reason for them to be there and be killed.
Yeah, it was like we need bodies to kill.
Like spoilers ahead. So if you don't want to hear spoilers about Cocaine Bear, this is the part where you end the podcast. I'm going to give you a 3-second countdown. 3, 2, 1. Damn near everybody dies in it. And it is grotesque and brutal how some of these people are killed. For instance, how Ray Liotta's character is killed. And I was just like, oh, they tortured that man.
Yeah, no need for that.
Mama bear slit his belly so his intestines fell out, and then the baby bears came along and ate his intestines. And so he watched himself die. Now, granted, he was the real villain of the movie altogether. He didn't want to take care of his grandkid. He didn't give a fuck about his son's well-being. He just wanted his coke so he can get his money, and then people wouldn't come around to kill him. So like he deserved to die the worst.
Yeah,
like
he did unnecessary shit.
Like
unnecessary.
When he shot the cop that was standing on top of the gazebo, which was ridiculous.
Can we just address how he nonchalantly says, I jumped from the tree over there? No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Said, how'd you get on top of the gazebo? And he was like, oh, I jumped from the tree over there. But it's too far to
go
back.
From the tree, but it's too high for him to jump down from the gazebo.
Just standing on top of a gazebo is just like, what?
Then I also don't understand his relationship with the dog.
Well, I will say that at the very beginning, his very first scene, the cop, I was confused by the uniform cop. I was like, this is supposed to be the 80s, but why does this white woman have dreadlocks? That's because she wasn't a white woman.
No, I already look. Them dresses was some shit.
I was just like, what the fuck? And then I saw her in the later scene and I was like, wait, she's not white? I was so confused initially.
The best way to compare this is if you were to have a mop and try to mop up syrup. Like that's how it was. Like it wasn't clean. It looked like a white girl got dreadlocks. Like nothing was kept. Her shirt wasn't even like regulate. I mean, I'm not a cop, but I know it wasn't regulation. It was baggy as fuck. Like it was just like she's clearly the bad guy. Like she don't look like a cop, right? Okay.
I never suspected anything because I was so confused by the
watch more shitty movies.
I don't watch a lot of shitty movies. So
I was like, yo, look, they're spending too much time on her. She's gonna be something.
Okay.
Because I mean, if she didn't have a role, all that like, oh, you mind watching? Even though awkward, like, hey, what you doing tonight? I mean, I kind of like you, but not like that. Could you watch my dog? Why would what? Like, so is that normal for him just to like try to fuck people at the precinct?
Probably.
Yo. Then he got this foo-foo dog, and he like, I just want to play fetch with my dog. I'm like, oh, this dog about to save him from the bear, and they're gonna have this bonding moment. Nope.
He got shot with a rifle. And when Ray Liotta had that rifle, I was like, kill the bear. Shoot the bear.
But what I love is that here you have this black man on top of a gazebo that he jumped from a tree to get on top of.
Yeah.
He has this bag of cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
Ray uses a rifle to zoom in on him and shoot him, right? To later then confront his son and I think Ice Cube's son.
Yes.
And say, where's the bag of cocaine? Sir, you had a fucking scope. You didn't see it next to the cop when you shot him? Why was that dialogue even needed? Hey, I noticed that the cop had the bag. Let's go and get it. No, they want to have a dialogue. What happened to your hand? Apparently got my middle and pinky finger shot off. What? How's that even fucking possible?
One bullet.
Why was that even needed? Like, I could maybe see if he used his fingers as like chicken nuggets for the bear, or
Did you see the end credit scenes?
Yeah, I did. Which
Okay.
I'm like, but why was that needed? Like, I was like, oh, okay, so they're doing this for each character. Cool. No, it stopped after that. I was like, so what about the kids? What about the wife? Did they ever go on that trip? And I also love how the single mom was a nurse.
They gave her boyfriend one scene where they just kissed. And dude was like, no, pediatrician Ron or whatever his name was. Like, he shouldn't even get a credit in this film.
No.
He was just, he didn't even talk. He was just like there for a moment.
No. You literally have this state, like I guess, technically I looked her up because I was wondering how old she was. She's 46 in real life. I think they got her playing like 30 something.
Carrie
Teams or
Felicity. She used to be Felicity.
Oh, yeah.
And she was on the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but whatever. Mickey Mouse Club.
Either way, I'm like, okay, so they picked a single mom hollering at the doctor, is ignoring her daughter in order to be with this doctor. And then also what caught me off guard, which I don't know if you ever done this as a parent, but she said, hey, when you're ready, your dinner's in the microwave, you just got to press start. So it wasn't refrigerated.
Just on the countertop. Pretty much just, it was on the counter.
Food just sitting out? And I guess, is it cooked? I would assume it's cooked.
I'm gonna imagine that mom fixed green bean casserole or something that
you just need to heat up, but then it's just sitting out.
Yeah. But just convenience. I've never done I left it in the microwave. I'll leave like pizza and chicken on the counter, but eat it when you eat it. That's on you. You'll be stronger because of it. But yeah, that was just press start. Like, that was a little weird. But I feel like writers, director, production staff, everyone around this movie was just like, we're just gonna wing it. Like, whatever we get, we're gonna put all the money into the bear. Like, all the budget went into the bear because the bear was
CGI'd pretty good, actually.
Yeah. When the bear needed to move, that bear was moving and grooving. Yeah.
Only time I questioned it was when he transferred trees.
And when he ran down and ran to the other one.
I was like, oh, that is. I mean, given I know it was fake, but at least the other times it looked kind of real.
Listen, they killed that dude for so long in that tree. He was just
so unneeded.
It was just like so much blood.
And then because I like Modern Family, right? And I'm mad they did my man like that. It was like, why you got this weird wig on?
Because everything was just like, we're just gonna wing it. So I did not want the park ranger woman. I didn't want her to die because like she was a fighter.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Like, and then the way she died was kind of weak. Like, I was just like,
she was the only one I did not want to die. Like, everybody else could die.
You know what I appreciate though? Well, she was gangster. She fucking shot.
She's killing motherfuckers.
Yo, and was just like, yo, fuck it, a bear. And it's like, all right, you know what? I can vibe with that because if I had done that, I'd been like, who cares? There's a fucking killer bear. Sorry, but whatever. Then yeah, that whole I really thought she was gonna make it. Like, I mean, like, she took multiple L's, and then for her to die the way she did, I was just like, that seems lazy. Like, you should have killed her back at the cabin. Like, why'd you bring her out?
Right. To die that way.
One thing I appreciate, because I think the guy is funny, Scott's Cease or whatever, the ambulance guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't appreciate how they had this man with his shirt just open up like he's a fucking R&B. Yo, like, come on. And then what got me was in the trailer, the bear lands on top of him, and he like almost like bench presses this bear off of him. And I'm like, okay, I was like, did he make that in his contract? Where it was like, look, I know y'all gonna, get rid of me or whatever my role is. Y'all need to show me being gangster. Because like
to lift.
I'm telling you right now, you're not breathing with I don't even know how much a bear is weigh.
They said it was 500 pounds in the blurb about it. So 500 pounds.
500 pounds on your
quarter of a
chest.
ton on your chest.
No.
Not gonna make it, player.
Even that
Not
other
gonna
one
make it.
where it was like, yeah, I feel her vagina on my face. I'm like,
That wasn't in the right spot for that. He was
no, I
definitely
was
not in the
like,
right spot.
I don't know where vaginas are on bears.
And bears, but it's definitely not the armpit because that's what was up near his face. The bear's armpit.
That also made no sense. I was like, all right, okay, this is what we're doing. So, yeah, very funny. What was another part that kind of got me off? The girl, the daughter. Well, actually, the little kid. Why are they?
Look at this eating coke. They were eating coke.
Yo, they ate coke, yo. And the thing is, this man's clearly trying to simp for this girl, right? Like he is in love with this girl, and he's like, "Yeah, I do coke all the time after church." Who wrote that? Who wrote that?
People who didn't care. It's just a total nonsense experience.
Yo,
like,
then they both do it.
And they should have been drooling. They immediately should have been drooling.
They never show any repercussions.
And their hearts probably would have exploded because they had like a good 2 tablespoons of coke a piece, just ingesting it.
Even with them spitting it out, that shit's in your soul. That shit's there. Like it's
going right to your bloodstream. You are high.
Yeah,
you are high.
And they did not seem high at all. I would have appreciated, and given I don't want kids, like I don't advocate for that, but that would have been funny to see at least. Maybe them tripping, maybe seeing some like 70s, like lava lamp type shit.
Yeah.
That'd been cool, but nope, they just.
Oh, I mean that's how she escaped, or that's how he got up the tree because of the coke. He had a burst of speed and he climbed the tree.
He just climbed it up, but then that shit was wild. And then what was another part that got me? The Cubs.
I did not expect that. That part
I
was
was
just
like,
completely
what the fuck?
unexpected.
That shit was wild. I was like, okay.
Look, coked out bear cubs. Like seeing them, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
okay, all right.
A little weird.
I can't say I expected much of anything about the movie. I just knew I needed to have the experience of what it was. Also want to let you know that on Letterboxd, BOXD is where I read the line item about the movie, and it's gotten a rating of 2.8 out of 5.
That's pretty high.
2.8 out of 5. I hope I get to make something this appreciative of the earth and the creatures that make it worth living on. These are some of the reviews, 3.5 stars from Sophie. We can only hope that this marks the beginning of a franchise where different animals take different drugs. Really looking forward to LSD cow. Not funny, Sophie. You should quit while you're ahead. Tyler, 3.5 stars. Nancy Reagan would have put this in her Letterboxd top 4. Cole D, 2 stars. That was a lot of fun. I don't think you really mean that, Cole D, because you only gave it 2 stars.
Yeah, no, that's
it's got to be at least 3.
Yeah, you can't say I enjoyed it and then bam.
So, and then Iman Roberts, he gave it a 1.5 stars. This is the most disrespectful rating I've ever seen in my life. 1.5 stars. That's like an F+. I used to be afraid of bears. Now I'm afraid of the bears on cocaine. I don't get these people. What would out of 5? What would you rate this star? And a 0.5. I'm sorry, this movie on a 0.5 system. Out of 5.
I give it a 3.
I would give it 2.5.
I mean, my thing is like I know what it was going into it, right? Like I knew it was going to be a hot mess, and it delivered. It was a hot mess.
It wasn't messy enough, though.
No, I give you that.
It wasn't messy enough.
Like even like the hiker who lost his girlfriend at the beginning, like he's hilarious, and they did not utilize him.
They did not use him
at all.
Right. It wasn't messy enough.
No,
it deserved to be more messy.
Because they even just kind of nonchalantly were like, "Hey, you see what they did to the hiker?" And I'm like, "Wait, he died?" Like they just yada past that. I'm like, "Wait, what happened?"
The better plot line would have been to include more drug traffickers that knew about, because it was on the news that cocaine was dropped from the sky. So it should have been more drug traffickers in the woods trying to find the cocaine.
What also got me is that they walked by one of the bags when they're in the woods. And I was like, y'all didn't notice that yellow bag? And then you know, at the end, they're like, well, you know, there's still drugs out there in the woods. I'm like, is this a tourist attraction? Like, is this a way for them to get more people coming out to the woods to try to find bags of cocaine that is 30 years old, 50 years old?
Yeah, just they should have had more drug traffickers to kill personality less drug traffickers would have been way more interesting. Like the bear could have been like the predator, right? And the drug traffickers with their guns and weapons and bats or whatever the fuck they got trying to take down the predator. That this movie should have been more like the predator and less like, I don't know.
I don't know what this is like. It almost gave me like Scooby-Doo like vibe, like the way they handle the bear. Like,
yeah, I see where you're going.
I feel like whoever wrote this movie has never done any hard drugs in their life, or that's what they imagine people who do hard drugs do. Because it's like, at that point, you're no longer vibing. Like you are in another astral plane. Like this man has done like 3 or 4 kilos at this point. There's no, oh, my back scratches, so let me scoot across the ground.
You're not.
No, like,
you're not
I've never
anymore.
done it. I've never done.
You are like, turned up at this point.
Up. Like, if you are, which I'm even surprised they're even still cognizant, but like, this bear had to, like, minimum, I think, just on TV, we saw it do like 3, not including what it did before. So you're talking 3 or 4 kilos. Like, bruh, no. There's no dancing with the bear. There's no, like, no.
Yeah, that is not how a high bear would actually act. But, you know, you got to tell the story how you got to tell the story.
Also, what got me was that tall guy, the part of the crew, I guess.
I think the one that survived?
Yeah.
Okay.
How he throws the bag in the back and then he comes back and grabs it. And I'm like, well, you're going to have cocaine cheap?
I mean, he looked at it like there's a lot of them. It could have got worse.
I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
So on December 22nd, 1985, the Associated Press reported that while authorities were searching for cocaine dropped by a former officer who was smuggling the drug back to the United States, they found the remains of a black bear who appeared to have gotten into the cocaine and overdosed. At the time, the bear had been dead for about a month. Near the bear's carcass, a duffel bag and 40 kilograms of cocaine were found, torn open and dispatched in the area. It is believed that the bear may have eaten a few $1 million worth of cocaine before its tragic and ultimately death and overdose shortly thereafter. The autopsy of the bear revealed that the bear suffered all afflictions consistent with a massive overdose from cerebral hemorrhaging to stroke. Those that performed the autopsy later said that the bear's stomach was packed to the brim with cocaine. The bear was found in the Chattahoochee National Forest near Blue Ridge, Georgia. So
what's that? That's also my thing too, how they ended the movie. I'm like, is this supposed to be a happy ending?
Yeah, the ending was just like these bears are still going to bear apparently, but now they've tasted human blood, so they just keep it up. This is now a sport to them.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
This is now a sport to them. So yeah, I will give Cocaine Bear a 2.5 out of 5 because it deserved to be a lot more messy.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, again, they could have cut some of the nonsense, brought in some, fake Hectors or some whatever you want to say, and then had them as well looking instead of having, even the guy who played the hiker, he's played a gangster dude before. Have him be the fucking drug dealer. It would have worked. Now that like the guys who were stealing candy would have done it, but like, I mean, he, like the guy with the beard, Vlad, I think his name is Vladimir, I think.
Hans. I thought it was Hans. Whatever.
Oh, everybody probably.
Whatever.
Who cares?
It was German. It was German.
It's still gangster. Something. Like he's a badass when he wants to be.
Absolutely. I don't have much else, sir. Cocaine Bear is for me a highlight of the start of my week. Well, it was until we got into trunk jumping with Juicy Boosey. That is
Yeah.
that is the bar this week has to get over.
Yeah, like I said, I try every week. I try. And it's also great because I don't ever pre-think of any of this stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? That's natural. Woo.
I look forward. Well, I don't know if I look forward to it. Your fans look forward to trunk jumping with Juicy Boosey.
Juicy Boosey.
However, it's supposed to work. But to everyone else, thank you, jury members. The actions that you have just heard have been arraigned correctly, and our judgment is final. If you want to provide different input or share an agreement with anything that we said, please reach out to us via email at don'tjudgepod@gmail.com, by voicemail at 410-834-1562. Or you can hit up Sir Nigel on WhatsApp at Don't Judge Podcast. Remember, enjoy life. Do whatever you want in that life, just as long as you don't judge me for judging you.
I remind you guys about our Instagram and Twitter page at Don't Judge Pod. Send us some stuff. We'll talk about it. Appreciate y'all. And y'all be safe out there.
Be